There, can you hear me, Dan?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay, yeah, I'm still not used to all these little controls they have everywhere. They're all over the place. So how'd you get the sun to come out behind you at this time of night?
Yeah.
Same way I have the boat behind me. I love that ship. I love the Constitution. It's beautiful.
Well, it's a good thing you should be in the Space Force.
Yeah, well, yeah. I got a project now. I've been given a 100-year-old model ship to restore. It's a whaling schooner from the late 1800s. The gentleman that passed away, his son gave it to me. He said that his father bought it 70 years ago from a estate sale in Chatham. And the guy that had the estate sale had got it to restore for someone else. So, and he died in the 100s. So the thing's pretty old. It weighs about 50 pounds and it's beautiful. It's like 4.5 feet long. And with the bowsprit, the main mast, and the foremast, it's roughly about 4 feet high. So, yeah, it's gonna be a project. I don't know, it might take a lifetime for me to build it, what's left, or someone will buy it from my estate.
I think there's a place in Boston that either sells them, repairs them, or does something with them. But it's over by the fire headquarters.
Yeah.
Outside the area.
Yeah, I saw something online about it. I was doing some investigating. I just need to get some parts. I have most of the pulleys and the masts and everything. I just don't have sails, but I'll get them. I'll make them. Yeah. Oh, anyhow, we're early, or yeah, we're early. I got 6:31. What time you got?
6:28.
Oh, okay. I was watching Yellowstone before I came over. That show was fabulous. Kevin Costner. He looks like Jay Panette. He does.
I've seen it advertised, but I've never watched it.
Yeah, it's good. It's really nice. It's a good movie, good show.
I spend my time between the Smugglers and the Oak Island, which is on tonight.
That drives me nuts, Oak Island. I've been waiting for them to find that for 10 years. Every time you leave, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it.
Lois and I went there one year, about 3 years ago.
No kidding.
Can't get on the island. It's a private causeway.
Yeah, yeah, I bet. Oh, here they come. Here comes the gang.
You get all the cards out, everybody?
Yes, thank you. Yes, yes. And a lot of thank yous came back for that, Dan. So please thank the gentlemen who and the people who donated it. So I will. I did actually do it tonight here, but yeah, here they are. Okay.
All right. I think I'm on.
You are.
Good evening. Hello, Mark. Mr. Secretary, welcome.
Hello.
All right, let's see. Show captain. Closed caption should be on. Speaking language is English, view the full transcript. Can we see the transcript? Yes. Okay. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Joe's on mute. Dan Benjamin, welcome. How you doing?
Hanging in there.
Mr. Vincent, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Give it a minute or two for others to join. While you're waiting, there's a couple of attached documents that I just kind of put out there. Because we can read faster than we can talk. All right. Robert, did you send November's minutes?
Yes. They should be in the email
Okay.
with the agenda.
Let's see. We're missing a few tonight. So let's just kind of quickly, we got Christie. Who are we missing? We're missing Mike.
Mike, Marion, Sean, and Bill.
Okay. I think Marion should show. We saw her on Saturday. Problem is, I think that only gives us 4 for voting here.
Mark, Dan, Christie, Paul, Rob. That's 5, right? Oh, and Joe is 6.
Joe, yep.
That should be enough, right?
6 is enough.
Yep. Yep, we have 6.
Okay. And let's go ahead and start. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay,
All right.
I'll stand. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States
of
of America
and
and
the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
nation
under
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with
liberty and justice for all.
all.
Okay. Officially calling the meeting to order. Miriam Dennehy calling on the phone. Hang on. Hello? How are you? If you go to the town webpage, it's on, yeah, it's on the minutes. It's on the minutes. And I also sent a link out in an email, probably about an hour ago. Yeah,
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna use that.
try that one first.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
You know, I found the easiest way of doing it is to copy and paste the link that Robert sends out with the email on the agenda for today. It's, you just copy it, paste it, put it in the URL, and bang, it's right there.
Yeah, no, I did.
Easiest way.
I thought I did that. But it's also on the agenda that's posted on the website. There's a lot of different places we can go to get it.
Yeah, you have to have your Google or your open when you do it, if you're doing it by double clicking on it. If you're,
Yes. Yes,
yeah.
that does make a difference. All right, we're gonna go ahead and continue here. You have the minutes, Robert?
Yep, the minutes should have, you guys should have all gotten them in the email when I sent the agenda out on the 4th.
Yeah, it seems like a long time ago.
The 6th. I sent them on the Tuesday, December 6th.
Okay,
Did everybody get them? Remember seeing them?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
got it. Does anybody have any questions on the minutes?
No, all in favor?
Nope.
Motion to accept the minutes?
Second the motion.
Motion's been seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any abstention or any opposed? None. All right. VSO report, Mr. Mangan, our Veteran Service Officer, you're up.
Okay, the VSO report for December 20th, 2022. Wakefield Veterans Monthly Food Bank will be held tomorrow, Wednesday, December 21st. We currently have 22 participants in the program. Both the Wakefield Food Pantry and the Greater Boston Food Bank contribute items. We've been given 22 gift cards to distribute as a donation from the First Parish Congregational Church as a holiday gift, along with the food and the dry goods as well. And for Chapter 115, we currently have 13 clients on our program. The recertifications have begun, and although all the documents have not been sent in, we're hoping to have them processed by the end of December. With the help of a generous veteran in our community, we have 13 $100 gift cards to Shaw's we have given out with this month's allowance. Under Chapter 115 of the Mass General Laws, the Commonwealth provides uniform programs for financial and medical assistance for veterans and their dependents. Qualifying veterans and their dependents receive necessary financial assistance for food, shelter, clothing, fuel, and medical care in accordance with a formula that takes into consideration the number of dependents and income from all sources. The maximum income number in a family of one is $2,265. Two is $3,052. Then it proportionally goes up as the spouses of the children rather in the family increase. The maximum assets not counting their home or vehicle for a single is $8,400. For married, $16,600. And for more information and to apply, they can please contact me, Dave Mangan, Veteran Service Officer, at 781-246-6377. We have additional aid attendance applications coming through the office, along with several dependent indemnity compensations for surviving spouses of veterans who have passed due to service-connected disabilities. With this DIC program offered by the Veterans Administration, it can assist the surviving spouses with up to $1,600 a month for financial sustainability. A surviving spouse of a Wakefield Marine veteran who was stationed at Camp Lejeune during the time period prior to 1988 contacted the office regarding his untimely demise 20 years ago from bladder cancer, one of the main complications from the contaminated water. I did some research, and she may be entitled to the DIC claim pending the medical evidence we submit. I'm in the process of having this claim filed. If a veteran currently has a disability compensation with the VA, and they have a lawyer seeking further compensation, then the VA will deduct any award they receive as a result of the lawyer suing. In fact, you cannot sue the VA twice. The amount will be deducted from the monthly claim the veteran has been awarded. The Medal of Fidelity. We now have the applications for the Medal of Fidelity available in my office. This medal, unlike the Medal of Liberty for killed in action, is for service members who passed away due to complications from battle, such as exposure to hazardous chemicals like Agent Orange, burn pits, etc. Also complications for a 100% disabled veteran who succumbed to battle injuries. We've already sent in two, and we're reaching out to others who were denied the Medal of Freedom in the past. Wreaths Across America. The Wreaths Across America campaign on December 17th was a tremendous success. Having many folks show up for the wreaths placing made it a quick yet a solemn encounter. With over 438 wreaths dispersed, it was a tremendous success. The generous contributions of gift cards for the Chapter 115 veterans and spouses this year for the Christmas season was greatly appreciated by all. Many thank you messages came in my office for not only the anonymous contributors, but also for the First Parish Congregational Church, who continually provides gift cards for the holidays to those in the community during troubled financial times. Wakefield Health and Human Services. Visiting the site will give you information on the flu clinics available for all residences. Also, you may call Health Department at 781-246-6375 for more information on making an appointment. The website is https://wwakefield.ma.us/health-and-human-services. And the Veteran Service Office is still located at 30 Congress Street, Wakefield, and I'm still downstairs. The Veteran Service hours of operation, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Holidays on Monday hours will be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Voicemails are checked 7 days a week. Are there any questions at this time?
The only question I have is are there two different links or URLs for Health and Human Services?
I don't think so. You can go to the one that I suggested just now, and if there are others, they'll be there. That's what I was visiting today, this morning.
Okay.
And it works, so.
Yep, it
A
works.
lot of information about the flu, COVID, and whatnot, getting inoculated for time.
Any questions for David?
Nope.
Is there a motion to approve David's report for December 2022?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You,
Any opposed?
Nope.
Abstention. David, great job. Don't forget to change the date on the next report.
yeah, I didn't, did I? I saw that.
Veterans Coffee Social. You didn't mention January's?
No, because there's I thought we were gonna have that as a discussion with the team, not just myself, but it is in January, yes, the third Saturday at the Yacht Club on Linda Road at 10 a.m. To when we get finished, noontime.
So that's the 21st.
I'm sorry, hold on a minute, let me pull that up. I have it on my calendar here too. Yes, it's gonna be the 21st, yes.
at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, please.
Okay. Next item on the agenda, the Wreaths Across America. Just any comments, and like I kind of like to go around the room to see if anybody has any feedback. I'll start with Dan. I don't know if you,
Great. I thought it went great. It was great to have that speaker up in front this time around.
yeah, we pulled it off with the speaker. Marion,
Yes,
any comments on Wreaths
I
Across
thought
America?
it was wonderful. I thought it was very moving. I thought the whole thing was just absolutely awesome and well done.
Christie?
Absolutely agree with Marion. I mean, the amount of turnout, I think it was the most we've had since I've been doing this with you guys. I thought it was fantastic.
Joe?
I wasn't able to attend this year. I was last year, so no feedback from me.
Okay. Mark, any comments?
I regretfully wasn't able to attend this year either, but based on the feedback, I'm anxiously awaiting next year, so I will be in attendance.
Okay. Robert? How was Las Vegas?
It was, except for one play of that game, it was a pretty good trip.
Ah, okay. Whoops. Okay. Obviously, you weren't there. And Dave Mangan, thank you for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
It was my pleasure. The front page of the item had a nice photograph of it. It was awesome. I mean, it was very moving, like Marion said.
Yeah.
The spirit was with all of us, and I found that very rewarding. It was very good. Paul, you did a great job on it. Congratulations.
I just
But
want to,
being shown on WCAT right now, several times during the day. And I think it's on their website too, WCAT, the video.
Great.
Mr. Vincent, Bob, if you could please thank the those members of town council that participated, and I'm grateful that they were there.
Well, on behalf of the town council, we appreciate everything that you all do for veterans. As you mentioned to me, Paul, on Saturday, right after the event, and we had talked about this on Veterans Day, it's very telling to me that significantly more people show up for veterans events like Veterans Day at the Galvin and the Reef Lane than show up for town meeting. We get excellent attendance at our veteran events, and somehow we also have to get folks to be that enthusiastic to show up for town meeting. So once again, job well done. You know, not speaking as a town council member, but speaking as a fellow veteran, I take a lot of pride when I'm able to go to local events like this that pay tribute to veterans, because I did move here from Washington, D.C. And when you live in D.C., you can go down to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, and you can go to many of the other monuments that we have down there to veterans. But when you see how folks celebrate it in small town America, it's a different perspective. And I appreciate everything that's done here in Wakefield for veterans, as I know all of you do as well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate those comments, and thank you everybody on the board that attended. And if you weren't able to attend, that's okay. The event will occur next year. I believe the date is the 19th, but don't quote me on that. They did publish it. And the only question that I have, and somebody might be able to answer, if somebody goes on to the Wreaths Across America page and orders a specific wreath for a veteran's grave, does that get delivered with the bulk wreaths that we receive? And how does that wreath get to the veteran's grave if the individual is not able to put it on there?
I had 3 to that effect. They donated $100 to the Wreaths Across America and asked that I would place a wreath at the locations where the stones were. And on the stones, they have an insignia that they served. One of them was World War II. The other one was also World War II in Korea. And that's where I went right away with the stands, Paul, to set those up. And I took photographs of it. And I emailed the photographs to those people. And they got back to me with a very fond thank you to the whole team that did what we did.
Was there a tag on that wreath
Uh,
with their name? The name of the
no,
person?
no, I just, no. And they bought, like, with $100, they bought a lot of wreaths. So they were gonna get 3.
Okay,
Well, the 5 wreaths that I order every year, one of them is, I tell them it's in memory of Joseph Bellavia. But they don't send me the wreath. It just goes because I do it going to Forest Glade, but it's in his memory.
right.
And they just send it with the bulk of Forest Glade. That's why I said to you, I gotta get one of those wreaths to put on his bench.
Yeah,
But they never sent me anything. They just said, it goes with the bulk order, as far as I know.
okay. Yeah, because I have seen them in other cemeteries. They actually come with the name of the veteran on the tag.
Really?
And yeah,
I'll have to look into that.
and they may be able to be ordered for the individual grave.
I think you might talk to Jay Panett on that. He's kind of the expert on wreaths across America.
Yeah, it's a difficult, it's kind of it's the last mile syndrome. It's not an easy thing to do, because I think the wreaths all come together in one pallet,
Right.
and separating those that might be identified for specific graves with the bulk of those for the cemetery that's a little bit difficult to do, especially if the weather starts to kick up on you and it's raining or windy or, cold and all that kind of stuff. It's hard to get that. But I was just I was curious to see if that occurred.
I think there's a special recognition page on Wreaths of America's website that gives, where some people from Wakefield had donated to it. I don't know how that works, but
We have another year to follow up on that. Any comments on having WCAT cover it? This was the first time that they did that. Was
It
that
was
something?
great. It was great. It was perfect. They had
Okay.
the microphone. Everybody could hear you, and it was good.
So continue to get WCAT to cover that.
Absolutely.
Okay,
I thought it was also great. And I sent over a little memo to Ryan Boyd saying how much I appreciated it too.
thank you, Dan. I appreciate you doing that. They do a great job for us and I appreciate their support. Let's see. Just a point on the disabled veterans earned benefit that's relative to COLA. Where the energy needs to be placed is with the Republican side in the State House. It appears that the Democratic representatives and the Democratic Senate have that bill filed, and in speaking with them, Senator Lewis, he intends to put that in the new administration. Okay. And also Representative Lippert Garabedian intends to raise that and continue that in the new administration. However, when I looked at what the Republican side and what Representative Wong had, he has no representation to support that bill. So that's kind of where we have to work if we want to raise the issue and advocate on behalf of the veterans to link that benefit, our property tax benefit,
Okay.
to the cost of living allowance, as opposed to having it as a flat benefit. I put that there just to keep an eye on it. I also put that there because it has the details to do the research and follow it on the state page. And I don't want that to die. I want that to get through the State House. The next item, this is kind of This is a hit and miss. I took a stab, first draft, just some notes about, I don't know if it's called a bylaw. I don't know if it's going to be called a charter. I don't know if it's going to be called a standing operating procedure or something other than those three words. All I'm trying to do is submit a document that basically says we have there are some things that are specific to the Veterans Advisory Board that are not specific to other public bodies and other bodies that are not public bodies that are under Chapter 9 with the Wakefield bylaws and the rules. And some of those examples I've outlined. Members of our board, how many should be veterans, how many should be non-veterans? How did we come up with the number 10? Is that based on the 400 or so veteran population that we have in the town? I don't know.
No, sorry, you have to look at Mass General Law, Chapter 115, Section 12. And that's where the state authorizes the town to have no less than 5 and no more than 15 members.
Right.
Now, why the town council settled on 10 predates me. I'm trying to find that out. But once again, your range under the Massachusetts law is 5 to 15.
That's correct. And
I don't remember any reason for increasing it other than we needed more hands for help, right, Dan?
Yeah.
We were about 5, I think, a few years ago, and then we expanded by quite a bit.
yes, we did.
But what I don't know is you have 10 members right now, but I don't know if you're limited to that. That you may be eligible to have up to 15 right now. You just happen to have 10 on there. Right? That's what I'm trying to track down.
And I think that's town council decision.
Right. That's why I'm looking into that.
The purpose of the VAB, the information that I posted on that attachment came from a discussion that both Jay Panett and I have had. And these were his notes, and that's about as far as he got before he stepped down as the chair. So I just wanted to put that in there as a record of his work that he did to kind of move this along. He called it a mission statement. It's kind of sort of what it is. You know, there's a parallel comparison, but when you're referring to a bylaw or a charter, it's not really a mission statement. I think it's a purpose of the board statement. But there's going to be a little bit. I want some feedback, and I want some people to chew on this. And Bob, please feel free to, shoot it up with whatever you got there on deck. Item number 3 on that draft document basically just outlines, we have 3 officers. We have a chair, we have a vice chair, and we have a secretary. We do not have a treasurer. I don't know what the terms are for the officer positions. I don't know if they're are we officers for 1 year, 2 years? I know that our term is 3 years on the board, but I don't know what our term is as officers. So that's something that I think we need to define amongst ourselves and, for the board to present to town council for final decision. My recommendation would be if all of us are doing a 3-year term, then if you would like to become an officer, perhaps we could do 2 years out of the 3 as an officer. That would be my recommendation. But just kind of food for thought. That's really all I'm trying to put down here. We have 7 ad hoc positions, which is, I'm okay with that. That's fine. I just put that down as state of fact. And the terms of office, there's another attachment, and it's also posted on the webpage under our board. The terms of office are going to come as a little bit of a surprise to us in April of 2023, when 7 of us have to renew. And I don't know what that renewal process is. And do we just go to town clerk, fill out the form and renew? And then that goes to town council for approval? And then if we have any openings or vacancies, then town administrator announces them and we open it up to the public to be filled. I believe that's the process, but we don't have anything documented that says that.
Would this be the time to ask the town council to stagger the terms a little?
Yes,
Very good point.
I noticed that too. You have, usually with these kind of bodies, you would have it staggered, where 1/3 of every year, 1/3 of your membership would be up with a 3-year term. And you've got an overwhelming majority of them in 2023. I think you only had one in 2024 and then a multitude in 25. The person to reach out to though, Paul, is not the town clerk, it's Sherry Dalton.
Okay,
So Sherry handles these kind of things, and what she normally will do is send you all a letter explaining to you that your term is up and asking you if you want to reapply for it and whatnot, but I would consult with her on that.
Yeah, I
okay.
think some of the people on the board now are the unexpired terms of people that resigned. So that's where it mixed things up.
Okay,
Well, Mark Young is one of the, yes, Mark is finishing up the term for who was it, for Brian McCourty.
Oh, yeah.
I think this all started back, well, when I first got on, we had some guys that were Korean War veterans and everything. Some of them were disabled and everything, and we used to have to meet at town hall in the conference room on the first floor. And it got a little difficult for them to meet, go where it's on Zoom now, it's a lot better. All you need to do is have, your computer, sit at home. I think it opens up to a lot more people.
I agree. But the last thing I put on there were meetings and communication. Just to kind of put out there on a document that how we communicate primarily it's via email, and how we do our meetings and the digital meeting, the Zoom meetings. And the fact that, again, the town administrator and Sherry Dalton controls where the meetings are located, whether they're in person, on Zoom, and what have you. Those are all run through her for her approval, and she sets that up for us. And that's something that just needs to be documented so that we can continue to do that. Any other areas that we should consider for a charter for the Veterans Advisory Board? All right. The next thing on the agenda, Bob, I'm going to turn it over to you. If you have any words to follow up on the Soldiers and Sailors Monument. You're on
muted, Bob.
You're muted, Bob.
all right. The Director of Public Works is meeting with one of the people that can come out and do restorations. They're coming to meet with the Director of Public Works on the 27th of December. And then we'll have a better idea of what additional testing they may have to do. Radiography examination may be one. And then get an idea sometime in the early part of next year as to what the cost of restoration would be. And then we'll have an idea of what we can do as far as trying to get additional funding for that. If you recall, we have $10,000 in ARPA money that we can spend for these assessments to find out how much damage there is and what needs to be done to rectify it and how much that'll cost. So hopefully by next month, I can give you an idea of what the estimated cost of restoration is.
Do you know what time of day the meeting with DPW is going to be?
No, I don't know. I'm going to meet with Steve Mayo on Wednesday, and I'm hoping to see if I can get an invitation to go to it. I'd like to attend that when DPW meets with them.
And of course, the follow-up question is the location.
Well, I assume they're going to meet at Town Hall at first and then walk over to the memorial.
Don't make that assumption. That's a question.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
this is the company, and I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but this is the company that the town consulted with back in 2007 when they had them take a look at the monument to see what was the extent of the damage then. So it is the same company. I forget where they're out of. They're in New England.
Okay.
But they're renowned for doing these kind of restorations, so I'm sure they'll be pretty thorough.
If you keep me in the loop, I will inform every member. I'll inform the board on
Sure.
the details of that meeting. The location is important. I agree with you. I think that there should be a meeting at town hall, and then we walk over and take a look at the monument. However, weather and things are going to also come into play. And if it's raining or miserable, it's going to interfere with the opportunity to go outside and take a look at that monument.
Right.
Paul,
So-
I would also like to tag along if I could.
Well,
Yeah.
I gotta talk to Stephen and letting me go. But let me see what I can do as far as I'll make a note. So, but that is on, what day is the 27th anyway? Oh,
That's a Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay. All right, I'll let you know, Paul, after I meet with him on I'm meeting with him on Thursday with Steve Mayo.
Okay. Is DPW going to be with Steve in that meeting or?
No, the meeting on Thursday is a separate issue.
Okay.
It's
That'd be with what, Joe Conway?
that's who yes, the organization's meeting with Joe Conway, DPW chair, head.
Okay. Very quickly, any other questions about the Soldiers and Sailors Monument? Just a point of information, if you look at the MGLD calendar, one of the pictures and photographs is of the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, and it has a very good description from our Historic Commission about that monument there. There's a lot of good information on that calendar. The next item that I have, we kind of touched upon it, but basically is the term limits. Won't talk anymore about that, but that's something that I'll take that up with Sherry. That's 2/3 of the board having to change over in April of 2023. Before I go to Memorial Day, I just threw that on there. I don't know why. I have the last attachment that I had put together is a list of dates for meetings, for board meetings and other events for 2023. And this is specifically, Robert, this might help you with Sherry. I noticed Sherry did make the change for February's meeting in 2023, changing it to February 28th. But
Yep.
we did not get a meeting for January 17th. We have time to do that, but I think if you batch this up for her, like maybe, January through June, if we can agree that these dates are good for January through June, then we can probably give that to her and she can set that up on a longer term planning calendar for the town.
Okay. So we don't want to do the whole year right now, just the first half?
I would do through June, yeah.
Okay.
And we can begin, we can set up the second half in August and September.
So February is gonna be the 28th, you said, right?
February's meeting is going to be moved to the 28th, which is not the third Tuesday of the month because of school vacation.
Okay.
If I go to April, that's the day after Patriots Day. Patriots Day is on the 17th of April in 2023. There's no conflict that I can see on May 16th. We have Memorial Day on May 29th. And right now the plan is for Monday at 1 o'clock at the General Galvin Middle School. And then the last meeting that we have for the year is Tuesday, June 20th.
The flags have been ordered for Memorial Day.
Very good. Thank you for doing that. How many, do you know how many off the top of your head?
I do not on the top of my head. Oh God, I should know this. I can check my emails and I'll let you know. I'll let you know tomorrow. It's enough to cover us. It's oh God, what is it? I got 20% more than what we had last year.
Yeah, I think it's about 5,000.
Yeah, it is. It is. We have 7 cases upstairs of 144 per case. So it's
Okay,
gonna be plenty. It'll be plenty. It's and all the paperwork will be submitted at the right time.
so I do have Memorial Day. I do have a speaker lined up, but I'm not going to release that at this time. He is a local, and he's a veteran. So that'll be a very good program. It's taken me a long time to get him, but I'm working with him and I'll reach out to him in January. Please take a look at that attachment to kind of set your calendars for 2023. I just find this is the time of year it's helpful to kind of put that stuff out there and mark out, you know, what's going on for meetings and business and stuff like that. Any other business?
Nope.
Joe? Mary, anything?
Not that I could think of.
Christy, you got anything?
No?
Great job on the coffee. Thank you very much on Saturday.
Oh, you're welcome.
I have one thing, Paul, that was brought to my attention by a few people with the death of Jim Scott. A recommendation was to perhaps at some point, because of his tremendous involvement in the community with the Civic Center, and back when he was the one who helped keep it here in the town, was to present a proposal to have the Civic Health Center named after Jim Scott.
That's a big piece.
It's huge. I just want to throw out there right now as a little tool I'll be working on over the next whatever years it takes to do it. But the man was totally instrumental, very active in the community. I don't think would have the Civic Center without what he did, from what I was reading and what's been transferred to me and the information on it. And his war hero is a great, great man. The whole family has put so much into this community and town. But I think the recognition of that center with his name on it, keeping the Civic Cal there, part of it. I don't know what the logistics are in naming something. I'm going to find out, though. I can assure you of that. But it's just a recommendation. I thought here at the advisory board, I'd just bring it up. And there you have it.
Wasn't it because of him that they didn't sell the building?
Correct.
They were going to sell that civic center building because it was the armory.
That's right.
They
I
were
believe
gonna
the
sell
town
it.
bought it for $1.
What, Dan? I missed
I
that.
believe the town bought it for $1 from the state.
Yeah, but he was very instrumental in getting them to do that. Yeah,
Well, the other piece of that,
nice thing.
the other aspect of that is also his service was largely supporting the effort to locate his brother. And Gerald F. Scott is still missing in action. That's a big piece also that could be highlighted. And I know the plaque for Gerald F. Scott that was on the old Galvin Middle School, I don't think it got transferred to the new Galvin Middle School.
No, it's at the high school. It needs to be cleaned up. But
Okay,
they built a new high school. I'm gonna work on as a project to get that and two other bronze markers established in that school.
what did, any more on the two other bronze markers?
No, I have in my notes in my historical collections from 4 years ago, I have it there. But I have to pull it up. I have the photographs and everything.
Okay. No, I think those are worthy causes. I don't know if we have enough information to put a motion together for supporting that initiative to name the AmeriCal after James Scott.
Maybe next meeting I'll have more information for everybody.
Does-
Okay,
What other business was the subject? I just wrote it.
yeah, if you could maybe put something together that, and if we could work with Nancy Bertrand on the history of that, I think that would be something that we can present to town council after we kind of circulate it amongst ourselves. I think that's a great idea.
Me too.
Yeah.
Nice thought, Dave.
Thank you. Wasn't
Mark?
just me, it was a lot of people talking about it, and I just thought I'd bring it up.
Just to continue to kind of go around the room, Mark, you got anything, any other business, or
Nope.
I know you're the new guy, just kind of sort of getting your feet on the ground here, but any comments from the perspective of a newbie?
No, I mean, from what you just mentioned about the American Civic Center renaming, I never met Jim Scott personally. My dad knew him. He seemed like a great guy, from what I heard, and from what you've all said about, his involvement in the town. I think I agree. It's a great idea. I think that he should be recognized in that manner.
Okay. Joe, any comments?
Nope, nothing to add. On that subject, I'm not aware of any of it. Four-year Wakefield resident, so still learning.
Okay. There's a lot of history around town.
Yep.
Dan, anything?
I'd be all for a Jimmy Scott AmeriCal Civic Center, or whatever they want to call it. I definitely support the Scott family. They've done a lot for Wakefield, from one of the sons in the 4th of July parade with that horse to, Gerald, I believe in Korea, that was killed in action on a march. And Julie has supported everything about them for many, many years. And Jimmy was also known as the compromise guy in Wakefield. He'd sit in between and, say a little bit about one thing, a little bit about another, but you'd come to a compromise with him. Great guy.
Great guy.
Miriam, anything for the board?
Well, just that I've been going to ask you this and I keep forgetting. When we were going through all of those issues about the flag and what was going on the flag and all of that, and the Council of Clubs said that they had voted to allot the money to put up 2 new flagpoles somewhere in Wakefield. Did that ever get to the town council that the council had done that? Did we ever bring that during that whole thing that went on about the flags?
My recollection is that it was voted on by town council.
For the 2 new flags to be put up?
I think it was to add an additional halyard, just one halyard. But I don't know where that is in the queue.
Hey, Bob, can you check on that?
Well, that predates me being on there, but yeah, I'll check on that. What
Just because it was brought up at my last council meeting and I said, I don't know. I was never confirmed for me that it was put before the council and what the decision was. And we have the money ready to go if they pick a site and want it done.
And this was proposed by who? By the council of,
when we were going through the problems, Bob, you remember what hanging things on the flagpoles with the American flag and the POWMIA.
right, correct.
Council then offered to put up two new flags if according to the council, wherever they wanted them. I mean, according to the town council, wherever they wanted them, and they would pay to have it done. So it wouldn't cost the town anything.
To have two new flag poles erected. Is that what you're saying?
That's, yeah, wherever they want them.
Okay, and who was gonna pay for it? The council of what again?
Council of Clubs. The
Council of
Wakefield
Club.
Council of Clubs.
Okay,
Depending on the size of the flagpole, look, they can get pretty expensive.
I know, but you know, they said at least one will do, but two if it's needed, and they voted on to do that, so. It's just, the money is there, the money's been allotted and voted on, so I just have to know if they want that, or if they want to put it off even. And if it's something they don't want right away.
yeah, I know that hasn't come up since I
Okay.
got elected and started serving in May, so it hasn't come up since then, but I'll check and see if that came up prior to that. I'll
Okay.
ask Steve.
Okay, just that I can bring that back to the council, the council of clubs, to let them know where it's at.
No, I think that, yeah, that's a nice follow-up. And I recall something in front of town hall, like a second halyard in front of town hall was one option. And I think the other option was a second halyard in front of the AmeriCal.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah,
what- I just remember we had said we would pay for it, so. Yeah, if you can find that out, Bob, I would really appreciate it.
Okay, sure.
Thanks.
okay. I don't have any other business. Is there? I just want to make I want to thank everybody for your help and support this year. I enjoy doing the things that we do for the town. I really do. And it's the holiday season, and I encourage you, spend the time with your loved ones, spend some time with your families. Okay. Those moments are precious, and not everybody, as we know, has that opportunity. Okay, specifically those that are serving in the military, to be home with their family around the holiday season. You may also know a few that are lonely. Give them a call. Just check in on them. Wish them a Merry Christmas. Wish them a Happy Hanukkah. Wish them Happy Holidays. Just to kind of sort of see how they're doing. Okay. And to everybody on the board,
Happy holidays, Paul. Thank you.
happy holidays.
Happy holidays to all of you.
I think it has a little special meaning when a veteran calls a veteran, because we know how it was, and we know how it is. And we've walked the walk.
Yes, all right. I was gonna say, I did that last week after the wreath laying to a veteran who's terminally ill. His wife had called the office in Melrose asking if any veterans would come visit him in his last few moments here. So I swung by, knocked on the door, and when she came down, she said to me, you're like an angel. He just fell and I can't get him up. And I went upstairs, 280 pounds of him, and picked him up, swung him into the bed. He smiled and looked at me, and we talked for over 2 hours. And it turned out he knew people that I knew, and so did she. And it was a magnificent experience for both them and me, more for me, I think, being selfish in that respect. That I was able to communicate with other Vietnam veterans whose time is limited at this point. I did bring him a blanket that was given to our office here a while back, and I always knew I'd find a place for it. Big American flag blanket. And she said, that's perfect, he's always cold. So it comforted him. At that point, I said, that's your Christmas present from the veterans.
That's nice.
He smiled, and that was what it was about.
I do want to share with everybody, Commander Nikitin from the USS Thomas Hudner wishes everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah. On behalf of the crew, thank you very much for what we did for Veterans Day in November. Very appreciative from aboard ship.
And I don't know how many of you know Gerald Sweeney, a Korean War veteran who lost his wife 5 weeks ago. I called him and asked him if he'd like to go see the movie. And he said, I'd love to go, Dave. Thank you. It's a good idea. So we went to the AMC Theater in Burlington, and Devotion was a tremendous movie. And coming home, I said to him, so how'd you like the movie and getting out of the house? He said it was perfect. He said today was Mary's birthday. And I said, Mary took you to the movies today, Jerry. So the spirit's alive in December, folks. Don't miss it. It's out there. You all have a chance.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
On that note, I'm going to say good night and Merry Christmas to all.
Motion to adjourn before you pop out.
Move.
Okay, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, and have fun. We'll see you in the new year. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
God
Happy
bless.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
Have fun, be safe.